Alright, so in today's video we have a bunch of new crossover egg skins, and these are actually one of my favorite series. Here are all the new skins. We have the crossover Hexcopteryx, crossover Trike, Spino, Barasaurus, and we have this new thing called the Vinera, which is really hard to get. Let's hatch a few eggs to see what we get. You know, let's do 10. See if we can get anything good out of this. Oh, we got a new one right here. Let's try to get a few more. See if we can get all of them. Okay, we're just missing the Barasaurus. Alright, it looks like we finally got the Barasaurus. We are not trying to go for the Vinera because that's probably going to take forever. So the Vinera skin, or the crossover hybrid, is actually a skin for the Megavore. And here is what it looks like. We'll be checking that out later in this video. For now, let's check out some of the other crossovers. Okay, so starting off with the crossover Triceratops, here is what it looks like. I saw the little idle animation it was doing, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, I've been waiting for like a proper good-looking Triceratops skin, and this is probably it. I know we're getting the movie Triceratops sooner or later, but this thing looks really, really good. I'm pretty sure it's made with accuracy in mind. Let's check out the walk animation now, which looks like this. Like, yeah, you can see the improvement in the animations here over like the default Trike for sure. All right, now let's check out the run. So this is what the run looks like. Looks sort of like a faster walk. Here is the attacks. Okay, there's the bite, the head swing, another bite. Oh wait, no, 3 different attack animations. It's got the bite, the horn jab, and the horn swipe. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think it has 3 attack animations, right? Oh, wow. Okay, so it actually yawns during the idle. All right, let's check out the AoE now. Okay, let's see that again. Kind of sort of jumps forward with the horns pointing at you. Oh, wow. Okay, so the idle animation does like a little shake there. Not enough people appreciate the idle animations. Like the little movements really give each of these skins more character. Now let's hear these sound effects. So this is going to be the roar. Oh yeah, these are definitely custom sound effects. Here's the call. That was the call, but it sounded more like a growl. And here's the actual growl. Yeah, animations on this guy looks really, really good. This is one of the reasons why I like the crossover skins so much. And also because they're not insanely expensive and they're not like limited or anything, so any player could actually obtain these. I will be giving out a few of these extra crossover skins that I have in my inventory. Just DM me on Discord. I'll do like 10 people. First 10 people to DM me on Discord about this video will get some free crossover skins. Probably not the hybrid because I don't have it, but some of the other ones, I'll let you pick. Whatever ones I have in my inventory, I'll give to you. Now let's see the drink animation. Okay, now let's see the eat. I wonder if there's a different animation for when it's eating a tree. Let's see. Maybe there is. It looks like it's tilting its head higher up when I click the tree. Maybe I'm tripping out because it's also mixing the idle animation here. Like this is not the eat animation, that's the idle animation. But it really does look like it's raising its neck whenever I'm clicking the tree versus when I'm clicking the bush. I think it does have a different eat animation. I might be just tripping out here. I don't know. Comment down below what you think. Does this guy have 2 separate eat animations? Okay, last but not least, let's check out the swim. So here's what it looks like. Pretty standard swim animation. Yeah, overall, this is a very solid skin, great animations, and I'm excited to see more crossover skins. All right, next up, we have the crossover Hexcopteryx, which looks like this. It does look a little thin from the front, but maybe that's just how it actually looks like in real life. It does have idle animations, just like most of the crossovers, but right now it's just kind of standing there. So let's see the walk animation, which looks like this. I'd imagine it's pretty difficult to animate. You don't see any animal walking with its wings, really. Not even birds do that. Here is the run animation. I like that little detail on the neck. Bottom jaw kind of like cracks open there. Okay, now let's see the fly animations. In the new flight system, yeah, dude, this looks really nice. Here's what it looks like just normally flying forward. They did a really good job on showing how like the wings move in the wind. If you watch closely at the wing membranes, And let's try to sprint fly. So sprint fly, it flaps its wings a little more. Looks like that. Fly up, it also flaps its wings a little more. And the fly down or dive looks like that. Here you go. Here's the swim animation. Still interesting. I wonder how they found references for swimming, because you don't really usually see pterosaurs swimming. Okay, now let's see the attack. So this is going to be the normal attack. Yeah, here's the attack. I think there's 3. There's the bite, neck swing, and doesn't it have a peck? Maybe it only has 2 animations. I think it only has 2 attack animations, but that's fine. Here's the AoE. Okay, so the AoE is like a peck. Here's some of the idle animation, where it starts pecking at its wing. Now let's hear the sound effects for this guy. So this is going to be the roar. Wow, okay, I'm surprised that they made this Headscopteryx sound like that. It matched up the animation perfectly too. Here is the call. Okay, and here's the growl. Yeah, that sounds a lot like a growl. These skins feel so premium because they have like custom sound effects, the animations are solid. Like they feel like a step up from the base model, even though the base models are getting really good these days. And let's see if the animations differ when I'm flying. So if I'm flying, are the attack animations still the same? Okay, there's the bite. And yeah, there's the neck swing. It looks like it's the same. Oh, here's the idle fly, I guess. If I hold down space, that's what it looks like, idly flying. Just tilt to the front. Yeah, it looks like this. Maybe the AoE is different? Oh, the AoE is different. The AoE was different. I'm so glad I checked. The AoE in the sky, it does like an entire like circular rotation there. Let me see that again. That's nice. See that one more time. And here is going to be the drink animation for the Headscopteryx, which looks like this. Here is the E animation. Alright, next up we have the crossover Barasaurus, and already I like the model. It's even got scratches, that's a pretty nice detail. I also like the spikes it has along the neck, the back, and the tail here. Idle, it kind of just stands there. It's probably going to do something later, but usually it doesn't like to show off the idle animation when I'm, recording the idle animation. So let's move on to the walk. The walk is very slow, which makes sense because this is a very slow dino. It looks to be perfectly lined up with the speed that it's moving at in game, which is really impressive. There's also a lot of weight into each step. If we look at here, whenever it steps, like the top part here kind of moves. And now let's see the sprints. Okay, so the sprint is sort of like a faster walk, and that tail movement in the back is pretty nice. Yeah, this thing is absolutely massive. I think this might be even bigger than the default Barasaurus. Now let's see the attacks. So this is the click. It does the neck swing. Does it only have 1 attack animation? I think it has 2, but the other one is like the neck swing in the other direction. Alright, now let's see the AoE. I think those were custom AoE sounds. I don't think that's part of the roar or growl or call. Like you heard the sound effect when it slammed down on the ground. It's got like the sauropod stomp, but it's animated so much better than it usually is. And the sound effects is just crazy. Like I hope that this is like a thing they'll keep doing, giving AoE, like custom AoE sound effects instead of just being the roar. Okay, now let's hear the normal sound effects. So this is gonna be the roar. Here's the call. Look at that detail. If I zoom in closely on the head, you can even see the teeth. Yeah, look at that. Each individual teeth, or each individual tooth, is modeled here. Now let's hear the growl. Solid sound design, solid animations, no complaints here. Now let's check out the E animation. The E animation, it sort of like puts its head lower to the ground, but that might be because I'm eating a bush. Let's see if it looks any different if we eat a tree. Okay, so we're gonna click on a tree here. Yes. Yeah, whenever I click on a tree, the neck raises instead of lowers. When I click on that bush, yep, it bends down to eat. But if I click on this tree, raises its neck. Now let's see the drink. Pretty standard drink animation. And now let's see the swim. This guy's gonna be really slow in water. Yeah, here is the swim animation. Even the animation is really slow, which makes sense. I think it's showing off some of its idle animations right now. I think this neck turn is definitely part of the idle. Alright, finally we have the crossover Spinosaurus, and I was really excited when I heard they were making a crossover Spinosaurus. I'd probably say it looks better than the default Spino, which already looks pretty good to me. Idle animation, not much going on right now. It'll probably start to do something later in this video, but let's see the walk animation. Okay, so here's the walk. It has a very bipedal stance. Here is the run animation. Okay, so the run animation, it actually goes on all fours for a bit. It starts to go, yeah, it starts running on its hind legs, and then throughout the animation, it starts to go on all fours. I don't know if this is like anatomically possible or anything like that, but it does look pretty cool. Alright, now let's check out the swim. So the idle swim, when it's not doing anything, it kind of just floats like this and swim forward. It has the kicking of the back legs going on here, and the tail. I swim down. It looks like, I think the swim down and swim up is the same when I'm tilting the camera, but if I go swim down like this and swim up using the Q and E keys, there's a different animation. So when I swim up, it does this, and when I swim down, it does this. Here is the sprint swim animation. That's pretty cool. It has the arms going like that. Next up, let's check out the attacks. So this is the normal attack. Okay, so it does like a arm swipe, but they put, oh wow, and a bite too. They put a lot of force into this animation. Look at that. You're not coming back if you get hit by that arm. Very fluid animations, a lot of power behind each swing. And now let's check out the AoE. Okay, that was unexpected. I didn't think it was gonna go on all fours and do like a tail whip there. I thought it was gonna do like the standard arm combo, but let's see that again. Now let's see if the attack animations are any different in the water. So here's gonna be the normal. It looks like the same so far, the bite and the arms. Well, actually, no, it's a little different. If I start swimming, it still does the bite, but the arm doesn't fully swing as opposed to when I'm stopped. That could just be, I don't know if that's on purpose, maybe it wasn't. When you swim and start attacking, it looks a little different. Okay, now here is the drink animation. It's pretty standard. And now let's see the E animation underwater. I'm guessing this is probably going to be the same on land. It looks to be the same on land, the E animation. It looks about the same. Okay, now let's hear the sound effects. So this is going to be the roar. Hold on, let me play that roar again. I don't think people realize how good the sound design on these crossover skins are. That sounded like a fully original roar. I don't think I've heard that before. It also matches really well with the animation. Here is the call. Yeah, animations go crazy there. He was moving its arms, was moving its neck. Yeah, this guy definitely feels like it's on another level compared to like the default models. Here's the growl. Let's hear that one more time. Alright, now for the one you've all been waiting for, the crossover Megavore, or the Vinera, as they call it. Here is what it looks like. Very interesting design. I'm not quite sure what this is based on, but I guess there are a few Megavore elements to it, like the 4 eyes it's got on the lower jaw. The tail is definitely Megavore, and then, yeah, it's got the back plates, which pop up sometimes during the idle. I'm not a huge fan of the design. I don't know about the little antennas on the neck. The design is okay, but I really do like the animations. Like, let me just walk here. I think, yeah, this guy's animations go crazy. Like, look at the back. Like, the animations on this guy are probably some of the best in the game. Here is the run animation. Okay, I did not expect that. It goes on its hind legs for the run. Sort of like the... Oh! Was that part of the run animation? Hold on. Goes on its hind legs for the run. Yeah, I think that's part of the run animation. Yeah, it flashes like the... It's got like green underscales or something like that here. And now we gotta check out the swim animation, which I'm curious to see what will happen. Okay, so here's what it looks like while it's idle in the water. Not too much going on, sort of like the Spino. And here's what it looks like when it starts swimming forward. Yeah, back legs don't really move. Mostly it's just the tail. I do like the mist effect they have on the back plates. That looks pretty cool. Here is the sprint swim animation, which, like the Spino, it starts using its forelimbs to swim forward. Here is the swim up and the swim down animations. Nothing too crazy going on in the water though. Here are the normal attacks. So it does like the head sort of headbutt thing. It has a bite. And every time it attacks, the scales flash. There's red scales on its tail, and then like green all over the rest of the body. Oh, okay, that's part of the idle. It's part of the idle. It stands up on its hind legs like that. That is very interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen anything like this in the game. There's the bite, there's the swipe, and it does the thing again. Wow. Here's the AoE. Okay, so it rears up and then slams you from the front. I think that's a custom AoE sound effect too. Now let's hear the actual sound effects. So this is going to be the roar. That was pretty short, but it sounded pretty good. Here's the call. Yeah, each of these sound effects kind of go crazy. Like, whoever is cooking the sounds on the crossover skins did a really good job, along with the animations, of course. And here is the growl. Let's hear that one more time. Now let's check out the drink animation, which looks like this. And here is the eat animation. So overall, the design of the crossover hybrid or the crossover Megavore looks okay. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the design when I saw it, but I think the animations and the sound effects more than make up for it. And that's about it for this video. I'm really glad that they added more to the crossover series, and I'm excited to see what will come next. Comment down below what you think of the Vinera or the crossover hybrid and its design choices, and if you're going to get it, because it's going to take a lot of DNA to get this guy. I actually didn't get the Vinera on my own. Shout out to this guy for lending me his Vinera for the video, and shout out to Blame. He is the developer behind all of the crossover skins. Not only for that, but he actually gave me a copy of the Vinera for free, so good work, and thanks for the skin. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.